eye to music. Hello, I am Rocket Little. Welcome to Lead Yourself to Music. I am your eyes, hands, and ears. Together, let's make music. Now, we'll see which finger goes with which note. Musical notes, like words in a book, are read from left to right. The low notes are usually written for the left hand, and the high notes for the right. Come and warm up your fingers. All you have to do is follow the finger clues. Surprise! Cross your left hand over at the end to play the high note. Staff and clef. Pitch is what you hear. There is high pitch, and then there is low pitch. The higher you go up the piano, the higher the pitch. The lower you go down the piano, the lower the pitch. The piano has 88 keys. The white keys are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet. The lowest note on the piano is A. The musical alphabet, A to G, repeats itself across the piano from left to right. The black keys are grouped in 2s and 3s. Here's how to speed read. You will find the 2s above the C and the 3s above the F. Middle C is the closest C to the middle of the piano near the keyhole or the maker's name. What is a musical staff? What is it? How does it work? Simple! Musical notes can be written on the 5 lines or in the 4 spaces between those lines. Musical notes can have no definite pitch until a clef is placed at the beginning of the staff. Oh, it's very sad. Now this is the treble clef. See here, the second line is fixed as G. Below the treble clef is the bass clef with 2 dots to fix the 4th line as F. Here comes middle C in the middle between the treble and bass staffs. Look, a short line is added for middle C. Place your right hand on the piano with your thumb on middle C. Now let's match a note to a key. Your hand comes together naturally in the 5-finger position. Step by step. Here we go. Up from middle C. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The higher you go up the staff, the higher the pitch. The lower you go down the staff, the lower the pitch. Easy! Beat and rhythm. What is rhythm? Rhythm is life. With rhythm, music comes to life. How do we measure musical time? Assign 1 beat to the quarter note, 1. Assign 2 beats to the half note, 1, 2. And 4 beats to the whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the piano, the longer the key is held, the longer the sound. Musical beats are divided equally from bar to bar. A double bar is used at the end. Start counting the beats aloud. Question: how many beats are there in each and every bar? That's right! The answer is 4 beats. Interval. An interval is the distance in pitch between 2 notes. For example, how far apart are these 2 notes? What is the interval between and including the lower note and the higher note? Do, fa, 1, 2, 3, 4. Line space, line space. See? It's an interval of a fourth, and that's the opening of Ora Lee. Let's take a closer look. Quick, name the clef. You got it! The treble or G clef. Now name the first note. Yes! Middle C. Question. Can you tell whether or not the notes are going up or down as we figure out the size of the interval? Easy! Now let's follow the note heads, starting with your right hand in the 5-finger position with your thumb on middle C. Ready? Starting from middle C. Up a fourth. Then down a second. Up a second. Up another second. Down a fourth. And finally, up a fourth. Congratulations! Now continue measuring up and down between any two notes. This is directional or interval reading. Hint: this example has only seconds and fourths. 2/4 time. A time signature is a fractional sign used at the beginning of a tune. For example, 2/4 time. A 2 on top simply means 2 beats to the bar. A 4 on the bottom means that the beat is a quarter note. See if you can feel the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a quarter note. By adding a curl, we make it an eighth note, 1/8 of a whole note. Remember, if the quarter note gets 1 beat, 2 eighth notes together will get 1 beat as well, and the half note, 2 beats. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now let's match a note to a sound. For best results, count 1 bar before beginning. Ready? Clap along. 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. We're doing well. 3/4 time. 3/4 time or triple time. Simple. There are 3 beats to the bar with the quarter note equal to 1 beat. What is a musical tie? A tie is a curved line joining 2 successive notes of the same pitch. The effect of the tie is to make one continuous sound. See here how only the first note is played, but is held on for its own length plus that of the second note. A dot placed after a note increases its length by half. For example, this is the dotted half note. Think of it as a half note tied to a quarter note. Same goes for the dotted quarter note, which is a quarter note tied to an eighth note. Now, check the time signature. 3/4 time. Ready? Count aloud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. Great! 4/4 time. Notes and rests are actually related to each other. Remember, if the quarter note gets 1 beat, the quarter rest will therefore get 1 beat of silence. Quick, what is the time signature? Now, a quick recap. A time signature is a fractional sign used at the beginning of a tune. The number of beats to the bar appears on the upper. The note which is set and equal to 1 beat appears on the lower. Remember, if the quarter note gets 1 beat, the half note will get 2 beats, and the dotted half note 3 beats. Ready? Sing along! Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away. Rest. Well done! Bravo! Fingering and pedaling. Let's look again at staff and clef from page 2. Two staves placed one above the other can be used at the very same time by two hands. Now follow where middle C goes as we create more space to work with. Look at where middle C is for the treble staff. Now look at where middle C is for the bass staff. These two positions of middle C indicate the same note. This is the grand staff. Seeing the brace, we'll read across the staff from left to right. Now, eye to music, putting together what we learned from page 1. The left hand fingering is 5, 3, 1. The right hand fingering is 1, 3, 5. Cross over with your left hand's second finger. When a hand is not playing, it has a whole rest. Now hear this. Let's look at the damper pedal on the right. Its function is to enrich and prolong the sound. Pedal notation is a guide to special sound effects. Here's how it works. Press down the damper pedal on the very first note and release it gently at the very end. That's pedaling. Sharps and flats. The black keys are named in relation to the neighboring white keys. For example, F's upper neighbor is F sharp, and B's lower neighbor, B flat. From any note to its nearest neighbor, to the right, or to the left, here's how to speed read. Go right to go up for the sharp note. Go left to go down for the flat note. A natural restores a sharp or flat note to its original pitch. Time now for a quiz question. Is every sharp or flat note a black key? Answer: no. You'll find that B sharp is a white key. Key of G. This is the key of G. By the F sharp in the key signature, we can tell that every F is automatically raised to F sharp unless cancelled by the F natural. From first phrase to second, here's how to speed read. Ready? Starting from keynote G. Up a second. Down a second. Up a third. Then repeat the same note. Now within the next 2 bars, find the third. Right! 2 successive space or line notes mark a third. The second finger crosses over the thumb here to play the F sharp and finish on the keynote G. Good for you! Key of F. This is the key of F. By the B flat in the key signature, we can tell that every B is automatically lowered to B flat unless cancelled by the B natural. Here's how to speed read Alleluia for 2 hands. Brace yourself for music. Low notes for the left hand, high notes for the right. Quick, the clefs, the key, the time. Place your right hand on the piano with your middle finger on the C above middle C, and then your left hand with the thumb on the F below middle C. Ready? Count 1 bar before beginning. 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. Remember the B flats and finish on the keynote F. Good for you! Reading is fun! Chords and overtones. It's time now for the magic chord exercise. Here's the C chord at a glance. Listen closely. Here's the F chord. Notice how the fingering stays the same. Here's the G chord, and again, the same fingering. And back to the C chord, and you know how that one goes. So you saw how these chords were all built in a similar manner. Knowing where to begin always helps. Quick, bring out the magic with your fingers. Happy exercising! Keep up the smooth pedaling. Key of C. Music language has its own punctuation. So go ahead. Check out the phrase endings. A close is a point of completion. Let's begin. Listen. A half close at the end of the first phrase is like a comma because it sounds unfinished. The full close at the end of the second phrase is like a period because it sounds final. You have made your point with a full close in the keynote C. Mission accomplished. You must know how that feels. Now, a quick recap. Naming the key means naming the keynote. Thank you for thinking aloud and counting aloud. Together, we're off to a great start to lead yourself to music.